Hey there, and welcome to the Daily Manchester United News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Man United tipped to end up selling star to your Giants in a €20 million transfer. Galatasaray have reportedly submitted a bid for the transfer of Manchester United midfielder Scott McTominay, with the Scotland international tipped to perhaps eventually end up moving there for a fee in the region of €20 million. That's according to Turkish outlet Haber Sari, with Galatasaray's opening offer for McTominay set to be just €15 million, which seems well below the 27-year-old's market value. The report states that Man United want more like €30 million for McTominay, so it's anticipated that a compromise could be met with a deal worth around €20 million, provided other clubs don't also enter the running for him. McTominay has had a decent career as a squad player at United, but he never quite established himself as a regular starter and probably isn't quite good enough for that kind of a role at a club of this kind of size and ambition. Having signed the likes of Casemiro and Soufiane Amrabat in the last couple of years, and with Manuel Ugarte now being strongly linked with United by football transfers and others, it makes sense that there is less and less room for someone like McTominay. Some Red Devils fans will no doubt have affection for this homegrown player, but it's fair to say he hasn't really lived up to the kind of potential he showed as a youngster when he first broke into the first team. It would be interesting to see how McTominay might get along at a top European club like Galatasaray, while one imagines there might also be interest from elsewhere before the summer is done. Fulham have previously seen a bid rejected for McTominay as per the Mail's Chris Wheeler, and one imagines they won't necessarily be trying for him again, as they are now closing in on a similar deal with a move for Arsenal's Emil Smith-Rowe, as per Charles Watts and others. Manchester United ace appears to suggest that he will leave the club next season. Manchester United midfielder Christian Eriksen has spoken about his future at the club, suggesting that this will be his final season. His contract with United is set to expire next summer, and Eriksen's latest comment suggests this will be his last year at Old Trafford. In a statement quoted by transfer expert Fabrizio Romano, Eriksen confirmed his plans. He said, "I have 1 year left on my contract, so for me, I am a United player and for the last year as well." Eriksen joined Manchester United 2 years ago on a free transfer. During his time at the club, he has made 73 appearances, scoring 3 goals and providing 13 assists in all competitions. His technical skills and playmaking abilities have been vital for the team. This is his second stint in the Premier League. Eriksen previously enjoyed a spectacular career at Tottenham, where he became one of the club's best midfielders. Joining Spurs in 2013, he spent 7 years at the club, making 305 appearances, scoring 69 goals and assisting 88 times. In 2020, Eriksen moved to Inter Milan under manager Antonio Conte, where he won the Serie A title. However, during the summer of 2020, Eriksen faced a life-threatening moment when he suffered a cardiac arrest during Denmark's Euro opener against Finland. Thankfully, he made a complete recovery after being fitted with a cardioverter device. Eriksen's career took another turn when the Italian FA ruled he could not play in Serie A with the defibrillator device. This led to the termination of his contract with Inter Milan. After some time away from football, Eriksen returned to the Premier League in January 2022, signing a 6-month contract with Brentford. He had an impactful season with the Bees before joining Manchester United. Manchester United schedule a new round of talks to finalize sale that could pave way to key signing. Manchester United have scheduled a new round of talks with West Ham United in order to finalize the sale of defender Aaron Wan-Bissaka so they can proceed with their deal to sign Bayern Munich right-back Nusayr Mezraoui. Sources with a close understanding of the situation have informed Cout offside of Man United's desire to get a deal done for Wan-Bissaka quickly, with some important steps in the negotiations still missing. There is some hope that further talks with West Ham can finally see Wan-Bissaka complete his move away from Old Trafford and make room for Mezraoui to finally wrap up his move from the Allianz Arena. As well as Mezraoui, United have been linked with a number of other right-backs, with Cout offside receiving information clarifying the stories surrounding the likes of Jeremy Frimpong and Denzel Dumfries. It now looks increasingly like Dumfries will stay and sign a new contract at Inter Milan, with sources telling Out offside that the Dutchman is close to agreeing terms on a 4-year deal to commit his future to the Nerazzurri. Frimpong, meanwhile, has been spoken about positively by United's recruitment department, but looks unaffordable, leading the club to move for Mezraoui as a cheaper alternative instead. Cout offside also understands that United's talks with Bayern for Mezraoui have also seen them maintain contacts over Matthias de Ligt, though at the time of writing there is not felt to have been any significant movement towards an agreement for the former Ajax defender, with both clubs still some way apart in their valuation of the player. La Liga giants inquire about midfielder dreaming of Man United move. Atletico Madrid have contacted Fiorentina to inquire about the signing of Sofiane Amrabat, as the midfielder is set to leave the Serie A club this summer. That's according to transfer expert Matteo Morotto, who reports that the La Liga giants have an interest in the Morocco international. Diego Simeone is trying to strengthen his midfield ahead of the new season getting underway next month, and Amrabat is a talented player who can be acquired at a cheap price. The Spanish club attempted to sign the Fiorentina star last summer, but in the end they lost the race to Man United. Amrabat would spend last season on loan at Old Trafford, with the 27-year-old struggling for the most part throughout the 30 matches he played for the Premier League club. However, the Moroccan came good towards the end of the season and played a crucial part in the Red Devils winning the FA Cup final against Manchester City. Despite this, the Manchester outfit decided to let Amrabat leave, as they were not willing to activate the €20 million buy option in his loan deal, reports Fabrizio Romano. This has presented an opportunity for Atletico Madrid, and it remains to be seen if they take it. Amrabat wants to return to Man United this summer, and according to Tutto Mercato, Fiorentina want his situation sorted quickly, so are ready to discuss a paid loan or a discounted transfer to part ways with the Morocco star. Ten Hag has always been a fan of the player, so it will be interesting to see if Man United are tempted to make his wish come true. It could be a good deal for the Manchester club, depending on the transfer fee, as Amrabat can be a decent player, but last season seemed far too inconsistent to be a success in the Premier League. Man United have other midfield targets ahead of the 27-year-old, but Fiorentina would be a good option to fall back on. Man United working to reach agreement over a free transfer of experienced winner. Manchester United are working to reach an agreement with out-of-contract France midfielder Adrien Rabiot, who remains a free agent since leaving Juventus at the end of his contract this summer. Sources with a close understanding of the situation have informed Cout offside that Man United have held talks with Rabiot and his mother, who represents him, though other clubs such as Chelsea, Liverpool, Newcastle, Aston Villa, and Galatasaray have also made approaches of their own. It's increasingly felt, however, that United are leading the race for Rabiot's signature, with talks heading in a positive direction, and with all parties now optimistic that an agreement can be struck soon. Rabiot has long been keen to play in the Premier League, and United are working to negotiate a contract for the Frenchman worth around 8 to 9 million euros a year, as well as a signing on bonus. Given that Man United struggled last season after the indifferent displays of the likes of Casemiro, Sofiane Amrabat, and Scott McTominay, it makes sense that Rabiot has been identified as a low-cost signing to bolster the ranks in that area of the pitch. The 29-year-old would also bring a wealth of experience to Erik ten Hag's squad, having won multiple titles with Paris Saint-Germain and Juventus, as well as the Nations League with Les Bleus, with whom he also reached a World Cup final. Alternatively, Yusuf Fofana is also a player that United have been following very carefully, and he could emerge as an alternative to Rabiot if that deal doesn't work out. Still, Count Offside understands that AC Milan are currently leading the race for Fofana, with personal terms already agreed. The Rossoneri are waiting to finalize the sales of Hadley and or Ben Nasser before presenting a new offer to Monaco. Finally, Jadon Sancho's move from United to PSG is at an advanced stage, though Juventus are also still trying until the last minute to sell Federico Chiesa in order to make room for the Red Devils misfit, but the Italian player wants to wait for the right opportunity before confirming his departure. I will be uploading daily Man United news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.